Hey everyone, hope we're having a great time at home with a nice extended break and we're all staying safe and healthy. We got to make sure that we're really keeping up with all of our classwork and our schoolwork because when we get back to school, we're going to hit the ground running. Our first mini lesson today is just going to be a little bit of a review. We're going to be talking about ABC order, which we talked a lot about before, but I know we're still having some difficulty with it over break. So we're just going to go over a couple of different words and make sure that we know how to put them in ABC order. All right, let's get moving. Our first set of words is going to be apple, cats, bats, and jump. So our first step is we need to figure out which word goes first. So what letter does the alphabet start with? Starts with what? Yeah, you betcha, it starts with A. So your answer should be apple goes first. All right, next up, I think you see where we're going with this. What comes after A in the alphabet? You said C? Oh, you said B. Okay, exactly. B comes after A. So we know that the word bat is gonna come directly after apple. Now, what comes after bat? What do we have in our word list here? What do you see? You're right, we see a C. So we see the word cat. So cat is gonna come after bat because the C comes after the B. Now, next question. Do we have a D in our word list? So we gotta move on to the next letter. What comes after D? You're right, E. Do we have an E in the word list? No, do we have to keep going through every letter of the alphabet? No, what do we have left? We just have a J left. So we know jump is gonna come at the very end. Very good job. All right, for those of you who said that was a little bit too easy, we're gonna up the ante a little bit, AKA we're gonna make it a little bit more hard. So our new words that we're gonna look at are apple, art, zoo, buzz, and bee. All right, I want you to take a second and think about how are these words different than the ones that we just looked at? Think about that. Think. How are they different? All right, well, they're different because we have multiple words with the same letter as the first letter of the word. So we have apple and we have art. They both start with A. So A is the first letter of the alphabet. But which one of these words goes first, apple or art? So to figure out which of these words comes first, like we said, we know they both start with A. We need to look at the second letter of the word. So in apple, P is the second letter. In art, R is the second letter. So what comes first, the P or the R? What comes first in the alphabet, P or R? Good, P comes first. So that means that apple is gonna be our number one word here. That comes first. Right after that, we know we're gonna put art as number 2. Very good. All right, let's take a quick glance at the whole word list again. So far we have apple is number 1, art is number 2, then we have zoo, buzz, and bee. So let's focus on the words zoo, buzz, and bee now. So right off the bat, we know that zoo does not come after art. And why is that? Exactly, because zoo starts with Z. So we know that's gonna be the last word. So we can move that right now. So now we are left with the order of apple, art, buzz, bee, and zoo. But is that the correct order? We need to ask ourselves. Take a look at the words buzz and bee for now. We already know buzz and bee both start with the letter B. But now we need to figure out which one goes first because they both start with B. Well, just like apple and art, we need to look at the second letter. So buzz, second letter in buzz is a U. The second letter in the word bee is an E. So what comes first, the U or the E? What do you think? What comes first, U or E? You're right, the E comes first. So that means we're gonna move the order and make sure that B comes before buzz, because we gotta make sure that we pay attention to that second letter. We cannot ignore it. All right, so now give yourself a pat on the back. We have our words all in order. We have apple, art, bee, buzz, and zoo. So the key takeaway from this lesson is when you have more than one word with the same letter as the first letter, you need to remember to look at the second letter of that word. So, for example, apple and art, we know P comes before R, so apple came first. With bee and buzz, we know that E comes before U, so that means the word bee came before the word buzz.